Hey guys, and welcome back. So, this is the last episode I'm going to be doing on 1990X, because after this one, honestly, there's not really going to be that much left to explore. So this is just going to be a little bonus video, detailing exactly where to find the 6 tapes, and what is in the locked room that you need to find the 6 tapes for in the first place. So, keep in mind there are certain tapes that you can only get on very specific days at very specific times in the game, and if you miss your shot there, you will not be able to go back and get it at a later point in the game. When I go through those, I will give you guys a heads up on what days those are and all that kind of shenanigans. But before we do that, this video is also going to be about a few other things. There were a few dialogue options I wanted to check out that I wasn't necessarily happy with from the first playthrough, like at the end. So I will also check out the second ending, because supposedly there is a second ending in this. But before we start on all of that, this is the other one that I wanted to check out. I want to see what happens when you actually make Clara sing instead of just walking away, because that was one of my biggest regrets. It felt like a dick move, but I kind of wish I had done it. So, we're going to check that out right now. They do a great cover of the Presidents of the United States of America's song, but Clara needs to sing it. I'm very interested. They think it would be an abuse of power, and rightly so. I didn't say that. Don't you put words in my mouth. Oh man, come on. It makes perfect sense. We're both into retro stuff. I know you have all those retro albums too. Sorry, no dice. Now then, we have to get going. Not so fast, Clara. See ya! What the fuck? That's awesome. Yeah! I mean... No! Stop! I'm jamming out here. That's not even the next part of the fucking song! Stop! Stop? Stop! That was pretty funny though, you have to admit. It... Maybe a little. But you also violated Clara Ghost confidentiality. What does a ghost know anyway? I mean, I'm not a ghost, but... You can't scare me if you're inside me. Nice try, ghost. That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works. That was awesome. You are a good singer. I got Clara's singing voice, so there's another item that I missed out on. Okay. Yeah, totally. It came off as a little forced. Whatever. I'm not singing, and I'm not in your stupid band. End of story. We're leaving now. Alright. Don't be a stranger. Okay. Was that it? I mean, that was definitely worth it. But... And never make me sing again, okay? Now that that's over with, let's go get some rest. Okay, so... That seems to be all that it really changed on that front, but... And that's a nice little, extra scene that I'm glad I checked out. Alright, on to the tapes, and whatever else I stumble across as I'm playing through this again. Ooh, for the second fucking time. Ooh. Speaking of stumbling across things as I played through this for the second time, this is a questionable little alternate scene that I happened to find as I was trying to speed through some of the dialogue. And, yeah. glad I could help out, Clara, I guess. On to tape number 1. This is by far the easiest cassette to find in the entire game, especially when you consider that you begin every single day within sight of this specific tape. And you can actually get this at any point throughout the game, as long as you do it before you leave your house for day 7. Tape 2, if you haven't already figured it out, can be found in Darlene's house. Now, this one, just like tape 1, I'm pretty sure you can get at pretty much any time, and this is also another very easy one to find, because, you know, you spend a whole lot of time in Darlene's house on multiple different days, so most people are probably gonna pick up on this one. And like I said, you can get this at any time, just like with tape 1. So, yeah, no sweat. Tape 3. So this one can be found in Glinda's house on day 3, either before or after you play Dungeons and Dragons with the group. Now, I'm pretty sure you have to get this one on day 3, because Glinda's apartment is not open any other day aside from day 6, and when I went back on day 6, it did not let me interact with this tape. Speaking of Dungeons and Dragons, before we move on to day 4, one thing I wanted to check out was what happened if you actually spent a night at the inn. And, well, it's pretty anticlimactic. One last D&D tidbit. I was also curious as to whether anything would change if I went for the armor instead of the weapons, and like I thought, nothing did. It was worth a shot. Not really. Back on track and on to tape and day 4. Now this tape you can find after you accept the errands from Darlene, and it is found in the store on 3rd Street, right next to our apartment. This one I believe you can get at any point on day 4 as well as day 5, but after that, you're out of luck. So make sure you get this one on either of those 2 days. Day 5, tape 5, and we are in Rebecca's apartment. So this tape you have to get now. After this day, after you leave this apartment, there is no coming back. So if you miss this one, you are screwed. Make sure you get this one before you head out. So, we're on to the final tape. Tape 6 is found in Glinda's apartment on day 6. Now, you might remember me mentioning that you cannot interact with tape 3 even though you're able to re-enter Glinda's apartment on day 6, and that is because of this tape being here. Glinda's apartment has completely changed. There's a second tape over to the left side, as you can see, and I'm pretty sure it's the only thing you're able to interact with in here on day 6. This is also a one-time tape. This is the only time you'll be able to get it. Make sure you grab that shit up. Alright guys, so now we are back with all of the tapes, and let's check out, before we go and speak to our ex and Gwen, and blow ourselves up, again, probably, hopefully not, but somehow I feel like that's what's going to happen. Let's check out what is inside here. Did you find all 6? Yeah, I think so. Yes, I did. Come on in. Alright, yeehaw. Well, there's 6 tapes, and a book, and a man. This is a little anticlimactic, but hopefully there's some good storyline in here. Who are you? My name's Kearney. Hey, that's the band's name. Which makes sense, because it's their music, so. Have you been the one leaving the tapes? Those are mine, but they're for you. I fucked that reading up. I made them. I thought you'd understand. Understand what? What do those songs mean? She was the first, like you, and how I used to be. You used to be like me? 6, 5, 2, 3, 4, 1. Code of some sort? Do I have to interact with those in that order? 6, 5, 2, 3, 4, 1. I feel like I should write that down, but I can just look it up later if I really need to. What? The words were from her book. 6, 5, 2, 3, 4, 1. Book? The book on the table behind you. 6, 5, 2, 3, 4, 1. You really want me to understand that? For some, like, you are really driving that home. That is important code, aren't you? Do you say anything else? No, just that again. Okie dokie. So 6, I already forgot. Fuck my life. 6, 5, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay. So 6, 5. That's a fucking table with the books on it. I walked right into 2, 3, 4, and the wine. That did nothing for me. Okay, I'll just read the book then. Maybe it's got something to do with the actual tapes themselves that... I don't know, I'll have to look more into that. But first, newspaper clippings. Oh shit, what is this? Girl found dead near Canadian border. December 24th, 1980X. A 15-year-old girl, recently identified as Molly Gregory, was found today near Lake Louise, roughly 5 kilometers from the United States-Canadian border. After apparently freezing to death, the young Molly was sought by the Minnesota State Police for assault and reckless endangerment with intent to kill. She opened fire on a shotgun on church in Minneapolis. Oh my god, this goes way too fast. She was just the sweetest girl, said her father on the eve of the discovery. She was really creative, a little shy. Notebook, poems, pictures, imaginary friend, relationships. Oh, she's still our little girl. Molly is survived by her parents, who declined to give their first names for this article. They have arranged a midnight mass in her honor tonight at the very same church where she was last seen. Seems slightly distasteful, but... I mean, everybody's got a right to grieve in their own way. Molly Gregory the first. So she was the first one. So, okay. So, I guess I'll do a little poking around, and see exactly what's up with that code before we continue on to Jenny.
Uh-oh. What is it?
Huh? Hey guys, so basically, from what I can scrounge up, it seems like that code doesn't really do anything in the game. It's just to give you more context to Molly's story. And those tapes that we found throughout the game, if you play them in that order, they kind of, I think, supposedly give you like that whole story that just happened, but from her point of view. So, I'm gonna edit the tapes in a way that allows you to reflect on that code that we just found. So you guys have more context on the idea that you should be listening to the lyrics to get that extra bit of story.
enter the room where we spend our lives together, alone at last, alone forever. We trade stories in our padded cell. You comfort me when I say we're going to hell, and you smile like a child, knowing something that they shouldn't. We write poems every night. You feel better, I feel all right. If we can't make it past the border, then what does it matter? Our grave will be here in the back of this truck. I guess it could be sadder, but am I really the kind of girl made find all along no connection in this world? Just the other. So we're finally alone, out here northbound from nowhere, on our own. At least the driver didn't make a fuss when he dropped us off here. The coldest eastern gust blew off my cap. It landed in the snow. Did you see it? Where did it go? Seems routine to me. Nothing here left to see, folks. You can move along. I'm just glad they got here in time. the shotgun just to prove that we didn't give a shit about anyone. That you and me, we seem better than ever. And I think I'd know. I think it shows. Thing in the whole wide world is that you have fun, and I have fun too. But as we sink deeper and deeper, it's clear that last part isn't very important to you. Why don't you leave me behind? I've already lost my mind. Stone's throw from Fargo, a couple fastballs from everyone. And if they can't catch us, we'll really show them then. This adventure's just getting started. Tell me when. Remember when I told you? Remember when I said that you'd forget? And yet, there's no regret left. I don't mind, it's not like you'd find the kind of love I'd had for you then if you tried searching in the darkest places when you just spend the goodwill you built up all these years. No, don't fear, we'd both rather be any place but here.
And now, on to our last piece de resistance. Alright, Jenny. It's time to have our final discussion before we go. Okay. There's no time like the present. Gotta make every moment count. You never know if you'll have tomorrow. Just hang on. I need to think about how to approach this. No, sometimes you just gotta go in there guns blazing and, take names later. Should I leave if Gwen's there? And what tone should I take? What am I gonna say? That is a good point. What am I going to say? Hey, Jenny. Just wanted to pop in before the video game that is my life ends. Just gotta speak from the heart. And even if I think of a good way to phrase it, what am I accomplishing? Making Jenny feel even worse about trying to help me? I don't know about that. There's other ways that this could go. Fuck it. I'm not putting her through that. Let's just head to the hospital and get this over with. Not this time, Clara. It's important to have the resolution to these things, even if it's painful. Sometimes you just gotta face it head on. What? What are you... No, I'm not doing this. What? No! Bullshit! No! You can't just override me like that. That is some fucking grade A. Oh, yeah, okay, that does make sense though, because in the other game, I can only follow a very specific path at this point. So it's kind of showing that she's starting to regain control of her own actions and doesn't need me. So, okay, I get it, but really? Come on, guys. Oh, man. I mean, I understand that people gotta make their own decisions, but come on, Clara. So I guess the only other ending possibility is within my choices from here point out? Yes, here point out. Sounds like a fucking movie that would be horrible. I don't even know what it would be about. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. I thought I'd never come back here. What the fuck just happened? Why did we just fade in? What are you talking about? We walked in here just like normal. No, we did not, you liar. Alright, Darlene, I'm in. Where do I put this thing? Ooh, baby. Got access to some blueprints. Something's not right here. And then the machine guns. Nope, I'm not gonna do it. Either I die or what? The game ends? What do you think will happen? No, no, that can't happen. You don't need me. You're a strong, independent game. Don't need no man. Don't lie to me. I may be made pixels, but I am not a fucking calculator. God, what a nightmare. I guess this is the part where I'm supposed to say I've made my peace, right? It's so much more dramatic the first time through. I'm sorry. Shit. I didn't mean, well, I mean, I meant it, but I didn't. Yeah. Goodbye. So I guess this is the only decision that really influences the way that the game turns out. Which is kind of disappointing. I can understand why they did it that way. But I feel like this game could have been a much more full-fledged, fleshed out experience if there was a little bit more customizability within certain choices veering the story off. And I know it's a lot more work, and I get that. But if you ever make a second game, please go that route with it. Because it adds a whole lot of replayability. And I love when games actually bring, especially for the concept of your game and how it comments on reality, and it's all meta and everything. That's exactly the type of game that would work beautifully with a branching path line, like in the story. And I don't know. That's just my little final thoughts before we end this game and we abandon Clara to her fate, because that's the only other option we have, I guess. Yeah, so that's literally the only difference. So, final thoughts on the game. I mean, I've already pretty much said it all. I really enjoyed the game. I really enjoyed the writing. I really enjoyed the music. And I enjoyed the illusion of being able to... Actually, I mean, if you think of it that way too, the whole game is about the illusion of choice and the illusion of what you can control. So in that way, having basically all control given to the game by the end kind of fits thematically. So you know what? I take it back. I feel like if you did go the route where you had the branching path storylines and your decisions changed things, that would be an amazing game as well, and you could explore that with this same concept. But the way that you did it as it stands also makes a lot of sense thematically in the game. Because it really hits home the whole idea of the illusion of control. Not just in games, but in everyday life and in existence itself. It's that whole debate of free will versus predetermination. Well done. Well done. So, on that note, thanks for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this playthrough, because I had a good time exploring this world that was provided to us by the devs. Have a wonderful night, guys, and I will see you guys on the next video. Man, this game is such a downer ending.